Hi, my name's Tom. I like to do DIY projects, and lately I've been doing a lot of plumbing projects. I'm not a professional plumber by any means, but I have found myself needing to cut pipes, put pipes back together, do a lot of copper work in my house, replacing toilets and valves and all that sort of stuff in my house. And one tool that I have found that's been completely indispensable is one of these things. This is a super duper, first of all, it's really nice and bright. But what this is used for is burring or deburring pipes after you've cut them. So here I have in front of me, I have a copper pipe that I just cut. In fact, here's the other end of it. You can see what it looks like. It's kind of sharp. It's got a bunch of little edges on it. I don't even want to touch it with my fingers because it's going to go ahead and cut me. That's awful. I used to actually cut this with a hacksaw. So when you cut things like this, it often makes a mess. And this is the end of my pipe right here. It's all sharp. It has some burrs on it. You can't put fittings onto a pipe end like that. You can't put any sort of a shark valve on it. You can't put any sort of a solder valve on it. Even if you connect this to something, some of those little burrs could get into the water. You don't want that. That's where this comes in. This tool is what you use to prevent all these burrs on this pipe, and it works really well. So first things first, this thing is solid metal. It's very strong. It's easy to see in your toolbox. I like the bright green. That's cool. It has two ends. One end has kind of like a beak of blades sticking out, and the other end is just the opposite. The blades go in. And what these are done is they use to deburr or take all of the sharp edges off of your pipe. So this side will deburr the inside of the pipe. So watch this. I'm going to just put it in here, just put it as close as I can, and just kind of turn around, and I can feel, you can probably hear those blades kind of cutting and slicing and cleaning up that pipe. Now the inside looks fairly smooth, fairly deburred. I'm now going to do the outside. So I flip it around, and I put this on the outside, and I do the same thing. And it fits multiple diameters of pipe. So you can go ahead and check the Amazon listing and just make sure you get the right the right pipe diameter. There we go. We're getting there. There we go. Now, almost done. And yeah, I think that's actually pretty smooth. I have one little edge right there. I might have to sand down, but that's pretty good. Now, the edges of my pipe have no burrs, no sharp edges. I can tap this with my finger, and it doesn't hurt. It's clean on the inside, and it's clean on the outside. I did both the outside and I did the inside of the pipe, and it works great. It takes all the burrs off and cleans it up really, really nicely. Wow, that's really handy. The really cool thing about these is that they don't just work on copper pipe. This particular one will actually work on PVC as well. So I have a rough cut of PVC here. You can see all the little plastic burrs. Again, they're not going to cut you, but they are going to get caught in any kind of plumbing you use, any kind of pump or filter. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and do the inside. Put it on there, and you just turn it, and you can feel it kind of just cleaning up all the burrs on the plastic. You see the burrs kind of coming out. There we go. Now I'm going to do the outside. There's some of the burrs stuck on the inside. Now I'm going to do the outside. And now, look at that. You can see it's nice and clean, much cleaner than it was. I might want to do one more pass on it, but that works pretty well. You can see it's just taking off all the little shavings, taking off all the edges. It basically just smooths everything down so that now you have a nice, clean, deburred pipe, both on your PVC as well as your copper. The size is actually great for in tight spaces, like behind a toilet where you have a supply line. I've done that. I've actually just stuck this thing back there, just kind of cleaned up the pipe that was sticking out of the wall. This worked great for that. It was wonderful. It was much better than any of the larger deburring tools. So this comes highly recommended. I really like using this thing. Again, I'm a DIY guy. I'm not a professional plumber, but I know professional plumbers, and they also use these. So this is great. Yeah, I highly recommend this for any kind of a copper pipe or any kind of a plumbing project that you have coming up. Grab one of these. You won't regret it.